Guys, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, make sure you watch this video to the end because Bitcoin is about to fool the world. And so I asked on Twitter here, how's Bitcoin looking, strong or weak? And about 50% of you said strong, 50% of you said weak, give or take. The question is, which 50% of you are right? We've been talking about Bitcoin. We've been talking about specifically the 4-hour structure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide all my TA, okay? We're going to get blank with it here. These are a couple scalps. Don't worry about it. Okay, we're going to talk about the 4-hour structure. Now, on my channel over the past couple of videos, okay, I've been saying that we really need to be paying attention to structure and that more importantly, your 4-hour structure is as follows, okay? You have high, you have low, you have high, you have low, and then you have high. And we had a level, a short level here, which is one of the positions that I showed you in the beginning of the video. I don't know if I showed you it. Did I show you it? This is the position that I'm in. This one up here on the top right of your screen. So this position that we had given in advance to our VIP members, where the position is absolutely playing out, as you can see perfectly so far. Okay, and yes, the target is real. We're going to get there. Okay, and so Bitcoin, look, I made a video. My last video was Bitcoin just went from bad to worse. And the reason it went from bad to worse is because before you needed to break this structure to get macro bullish. And you still do, right? Because this is 6-hour time frame plus, okay? The only time frame that this flipped on is the 4-hour. But we had talked about the possibility of SFPing your 4-hour high, okay, and then rolling over. Now, here's the part where everyone's going to get tripped up over, and here's where I don't want you to make the same mistake many people are going to make. The reason that that video was titled is going to go from bad to worse. It was very I don't know if meticulously is a word or the word to use, but it was very meticulously chosen. I'm going to use the word today, okay? We said it for a reason, okay? Excuse me. The reason I said it is because many people, many people watch your 4-hour structure, and many people will consider this a break of structure, which essentially indicates a lower high to then make a lower low. The problem with this idea is, although technically on paper, you can see that we had a break of structure in what that means is your 4-hour candle closed above this level. We did get greeted just above that level by this order block, which we obviously have been rejecting by, and that's why we're in our short position. But this is not a clean enough break for me, guys. This is nothing that I can say with conviction. Let me get that off screen. It didn't look nice. Nothing that I can say with conviction that this is a break, okay? And the idea behind SFPs, the idea behind liquidity grabs, etc., think about what it is, right? A liquidity grab is just to get everybody's stop losses that are here out of the market before they potentially continue to roll down. Now, the idea behind it to whether or not it's an SFP, yes, you can look at it technically based on where the candle closed, but if you're going to have a strong move, okay, a strong break, you're typically going to break out. Why are we already breaking this zone and already pulling back? You have to ask yourself that question, right? Is it just a liquidity grab? Like, why are they doing that? Why didn't we get the same breakout that we got, for example, when we were bullish, right? Like here, we had from left to right, okay, break of structure, but then a continuation. So why are we not getting that continuation? And this is why I made the video that says Bitcoin just went from bad to worse, because many people are going to see this 4-hour break as a 4-hour break when it's not. And although technically on paper it is, I'm not going to treat it as it is. It could be. You could get a higher low to make a higher high. And I have positions ready for that. And with confirmations, I will take them. But we need to understand what's happening in the macro. And although this is your 4-hour structure, we're going to do this in light blue. This is your current unconfirmed 6-hour structure, okay, here in light blue. And so we could very easily just have put in our lower high to then make a lower low. And that's why that Bitcoin is going to fool the world, because this 4-hour time frame, look, long story short, I'm going to get you in on a little secret that I told my VIP members in the Discord. By the way, the link is in the description down below if you want to join. Excuse me. The little secret I said was, if we break this 4-hour structure, we are still not bullish. People are too bullish. We are neutral, okay? If we break this high, which we've talked about in the last few videos, 64K, give or take 63.8, then we can get macro bullish. Until then, there is no reason to get macro bullish. So to answer this question that I asked on X. Let's see what the new poll is. Let's see. 57% of you think that it is strong, which doesn't make sense because there's 14 votes. So this is kind of tweaking. But guys, the truth is that it is not strong until we take this level. So what can we look for now? Well, yesterday, we knew that we had all this liquidity that we can grab, yet they wanted higher. If we pull up Market Cipher, we had spike wave divergences, we had money flow divergences, which is essentially a spike wave divergence, etc. Yet they wanted more. Why did they want more? Because they wanted to take this 4-hour SFP. However, the unfortunate truth behind this 4-hour SFP is, as I mentioned, we started to reject right away. We did get a 3-minute confirmation short up here. If you were scalping and if you were awake, I was not awake because it happened during Asia, which, by the way, fuck Asia. But anyway, we have a lot of liquidity that comes beneath us. So you want to know the most important level when it comes to Bitcoin right now, undeniably, is this number right here, okay? 57,306 is the most important level right now that you need to watch for Bitcoin. If you get a 30-minute close with conviction, okay, a nice close, like not like what happened on the 4-hour time frame. If we get a nice 30-minute close below $57.3 thousand, I will be convinced that your lower high on the 6-hour time frame is in, and we're going to make a run for this liquidity. The technical target, I'm not going to draw weird shapes. Like, I'm not going to draw this shit, right? Rising wedges, where the rising wedges, and like take this line and do that weird, goofy stuff. We're not going to do that here, not on this channel. But your technical target, if we start closing candles below here, really, first of all, your expectational order flow is to make a lower high to then make a lower low. But this liquidity is very easy to grab. This liquidity is very easy to grab. And so at that point, we can start talking about potentially coming down to the low that we'd put in last week at $53.2 thousand. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying if we get the confirmation, then I will absolutely be looking to short it down to 53.2. What do we have at 53.2? Well, if we pull up our swing TA, we've also talked about this in the last couple of videos, but primarily we have an order block or an order block range, okay, with inducement. In other words, we front ran the order block. In other words, if we come back to it, which is likely going to happen, we should be looking for longs at this point. So I will be looking for longs down here, obviously, but we are aware that we did front run that level, and it's a very important level to be paying attention to. Okay, we also talked about the liquidity beneath that range, but I mean, we're not going to get too into that today. There's no point. But most importantly, we talked about the 12-hour time frame. This is maybe the third or fourth time I've talked about this time frame. Everybody's way too bullish right now, I'll tell you that. And essentially what we're doing right now is we're trying to front run the red dot here on the 12-hour time frame, and we may have just done it in my VIP Discord, okay? I believe that the next true opportunity for Bitcoin, the true squeeze to the upside, is going to happen on the next, or maybe not the next one, but maybe a couple of white dots after. But it depends on what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. But the next white dot that occurs here on the 12-hour time frame below the 0 line, which could take up to like a month to happen, okay? So I think absolutely there's no reason to get macro bullish. The VWAP looks like shit. Looks like it can roll over. Let's check the 6-hour. 6 hours over, not super overbought quite yet, but I mean, we're getting up there and we're not really moving anywhere. Let's say that. 8-hour not looking great. 4-hour not looking great, you know? So we do have reason to roll over here, okay? And like I said, I think that people are a little bit too bullish like they've been, and people just don't have a real proper understanding, a correct understanding of market structure. And a lot of people are going to get fooled based on this 4-hour time frame. And listen, don't get me wrong. We also have liquidity above us, okay? So we play both sides of the trade, but we got a confirmation here. It all depends now on Bitcoin's most important level, which is 57,306. Okay, that is Bitcoin's most important level. The last thing I want to bring to your attention, which adds confluence to the short idea, okay? I say this all the time. I say this every day during my live streams. I say this every day on my videos all the time. I say it in my VIP, in my Discord, literally all the time. Bitcoin and Ethereum work in tandem, okay? It is very important to watch Bitcoin and Ethereum simultaneously because they work in tandem. Now, what do we have on Ethereum? First of all, this was a short setup that I gave, and we obviously hit it and then some. But what do we got on ETH? ETH, we have our key zone, okay? We have a zone that we're looking out for, not only on these lower term time frames like the 30-minute. Do we have spike wave divergences? But remember what happened with Bitcoin, okay? Yesterday, Bitcoin gave us SFP after SFP after SFP. And then ultimately, even though it gave us those spike wave divergences, ultimately wanted higher, wanted to take that 4-hour high, wanted to hit its order block, wanted to mitigate the imbalance. Remember, price moves for 3 reasons: to attack liquidity, generate liquidity, or rebalance an imbalance. It wanted to attack liquidity and it wanted to rebalance this imbalance. Well, it has now done those 2 things. And although, again, there is reason to go higher, we do have a zone up here, it doesn't have to. Now, when it comes to Ethereum, despite Bitcoin and ETH both giving us those spike wave divergences like happened yesterday, Ethereum tapped into its order block yesterday. So you could have assumed that Ethereum was going to dump here. But what happened? Bitcoin, like I said, you have to look at them in tandem. Bitcoin wanted to make a run for its imbalance, which is why Ethereum gave us one last leg of pump. This is now an even larger bearish spike wave and even more reason for Ethereum to go down. Ethereum loves doing this thing as well where it doesn't take liquidity. Actually, Bitcoin kind of looks how Ethereum looks right now, but we got a lot of liquidity beneath us. And so I'm going to tell you the exact same thing that I said with Bitcoin. If Ethereum, excuse me, if Ethereum starts to lose its most important level, which is 3075, then we're very likely going to be rolling over to at least these lows, like at least 2899, 2900 at the very least, I would say. And so we got to be aware of these levels. And my whole point to bringing up Ethereum is, like I said, they work in tandem, right? Ethereum has now, for a few attempts, we'll call this an attempt, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts, give or take, has been unable to break its order block. And now Ethereum has failed its order block once again at the same time Bitcoin has failed its order block. So we're going to be watching these most important levels, okay? I'm not saying short it to all hell right now. I'm not saying short it to all eternity. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the low is in. I'm not saying we can't even go higher. I'm saying we can go higher. But my point is, unless this high is taken on Bitcoin, 63.8, unless this high is either taken, closed above on the 12-hour time frame, or SFP'd, this structure is going to trip up a lot of people. And I don't want you to be one of those people. We have a lot of liquidity beneath us that we can come to. Yes, we have liquidity above us as well, but we are in a downtrend and we don't have to come for that liquidity right now. Guys, that's all I have for you. If you're interested in joining the VIP, the link is in the description down below. Along with my affiliates, shouts out to Market Cypher, the only indicator that you need. I mean, look, the 12 hours telling you the story. I got nothing else to say. You have no reason to get macro bullish. Not just yet. And even if we do get macro bullish by taking this high, at some point you're going to get this, you're going to get this. This is your long, not anywhere else. Guys, I hope this video saves you some money, makes you some money even. And I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.